Time is the silent force that shapes every life, yet most people move through their days without truly understanding its value. Each sunrise brings a fresh chance, and each sunset quietly takes away moments it will never return. This reality is simple yet powerful, because time once lost cannot be recovered no matter how much wealth or success a person gains. Many individuals believe they have plenty of time to achieve their dreams, to build their careers, and to create meaningful relationships. But this belief often becomes the reason behind delay and inaction. Days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into years, while important goals remain untouched, buried under distractions and temporary pleasures. The truth is that life does not pause, and time does not slow down. For anyone, mastering time is not about controlling the clock. It is about controlling yourself, your choices, your habits, and your focus. It is about understanding where your hours go and making sure they align with what truly matters in your life. When you learn to respect time, you begin to respect your own potential and your future. There are countless examples of people who transformed their lives simply by changing how they used their time. A student who once struggled becomes successful by dedicating consistent hours to study. A worker stuck in routine finds growth by investing time in learning new skills. A person lost in distractions finds clarity by setting clear priorities. These changes may seem small at first, but over time they create powerful results. On the other side, there are people who allow time to slip away without awareness. They spend hours on activities that do not add value. They delay important decisions and avoid meaningful work. And later they find themselves filled with regret, wishing they had used their time differently. This contrast between those who master time and those who waste it defines the direction of their lives. This journey is not about becoming perfect or filling every second with work. It is about balance, awareness, and intention. It is about making space for growth while also allowing time for rest and reflection. It is about choosing progress over comfort and purpose over distraction. In this book, you will explore the reality of time and learn how to take control of it step by step. You will see practical examples and real situations that show how small changes in daily habits can lead to major transformations. The goal is simple: to help you master your time and say goodbye to wasted time so that you can live a life of purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. Chapter 1: The Reality of Time. Time is the only resource that is given equally to every person, yet the outcomes of lives are completely different. This difference does not come from luck alone. It comes from how each person uses their time. Some treat it as a valuable asset, while others treat it as something that will always be there. The reality is harsh. Time never waits, and it never returns once it is gone. From the moment you wake up, your time begins to flow like a river. You can either direct this flow toward meaningful actions or let it scatter into distractions. Many people do not realize how their day slips away because wasted time often hides behind activities that feel harmless. A few minutes of scrolling turns into hours. A short break becomes a long delay. A simple excuse becomes a daily habit. Consider the story of Ahmed, a young man with big dreams, but no clear discipline. Every morning he woke up with the intention to work on his goals, but he started his day by checking his phone. One message led to another, then videos, then conversations. By the time he realized it, half of his day was gone. He told himself he would start in the evening, but the same pattern repeated. Within months, he felt stuck and frustrated, not because he lacked talent, but because he lost control of his time. Now compare Ahmed with Bilal, who also had responsibilities and challenges, but chose a different approach. He started his day with a simple plan. He limited distractions and focused on completing his most important tasks early in the day. Even when he felt tired or unmotivated, he pushed himself to stay consistent. Over time, his small daily efforts created progress. His confidence grew, and his results improved, not because he worked harder than everyone else, But because he respected his time, the difference between these two lives is not intelligence or opportunity. It is awareness. Amdi lived as if time was unlimited, while Bilal lived as if every hour mattered. This awareness changes everything, because once you truly understand the value of time, you begin to act differently. Another reality of time is that it does not always feel valuable in the moment. Many of the most important actions in life do not give immediate rewards. Studying, building skills, exercising, or working toward long-term goals often feels difficult and slow. This is why people avoid them and choose instant pleasure instead. But over time, these small choices create a gap between success and regret. Think about a student who spends 1 hour daily on focused study. At first, it feels like a small effort, but after a year, that single hour becomes hundreds of hours of learning. Now think about another student who spends that same hour on entertainment. The difference may not be visible in one day or 1 week, but after months and years, the results are completely different. Time also has a hidden power. It multiplies whatever you do. If you invest it wisely, it brings growth and achievement. If you waste it, it brings regret and missed opportunities. This multiplication effect is slow but powerful, which is why many people fail to notice it until it is too late. There is also a common illusion that being busy means being productive. Many people fill their day with tasks, meetings, and activities, yet at the end of the day, they feel they have achieved nothing meaningful. Being busy without direction is another form of wasting time. True mastery of time comes from focusing on what truly matters, not from doing everything. Understanding the reality of time requires honesty. You must be willing to look at your daily habits and accept where you are losing valuable hours. This is not about blaming yourself, but about gaining awareness. Once you see the truth, you gain the power to change it. A powerful exercise is to observe 1 full day of your life from morning to night. Notice how you spend each hour. Notice where your attention goes. Notice how often you get distracted. This simple awareness can be eye-opening because it reveals patterns you may have ignored for years. Time is not just about work or productivity. It is also about life itself. The moments you spend with family, the time you invest in your health, and the effort you put into personal growth all shape your future. When time is wasted in these areas, the loss is not just professional, it becomes deeply personal. The reality is clear: every second is moving forward, whether you act or not. Every day you are either building your future or slowly drifting away from it. There is no neutral state, because even inaction has consequences the moment you accept this truth, you begin to take responsibility. You stop waiting for the perfect time and start using the time you already have. You stop making excuses and start making decisions. You begin to understand that your life is not defined by the amount of time you have, but by how you choose to use it. Mastering time starts with this awareness. It begins when you realize that time is not something you manage, it is something you honor. When you honor your time, you honor your goals, your potential, and your life itself. Chapter 2. Understanding what truly matters. Time cannot be mastered unless you understand what deserves your time. Many people struggle not because they are lazy, but because they are unclear. Their days are filled with movement, but not with meaning. They wake up and react to whatever comes their way, messages, calls, tasks, demands, and by the end of the day they feel tired yet unfulfilled. This happens when life is driven by urgency instead of importance. Is simple: not everything deserves your attention. Some things are important while others only appear urgent. Learning to see the difference is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. When you fail to do this, you give your time to things that do not move your life forward. Imagine a man named Kareem who worked long hours every day. He answered every call, attended every meeting, and tried to handle every small issue himself. He believed he was being responsible, but deep inside he felt stuck. His goals were not progressing, his health was declining, and he had no time for his family. One day he paused and asked himself a simple question: what truly matters in my life? This question changed everything. Kareem realized that his health, his family, and his long-term goals were more important than many of the daily tasks he was doing. He began to reorganize his time. He reduced unnecessary commitments, delegated small tasks, and protected time for what mattered most. Within months, his life started to feel balanced and meaningful again. Now, consider another example. A student named Aisha wanted to achieve top results, but she spent most of her time on easy subjects and avoided difficult ones because they required more effort. She felt busy, but her results did not improve. When she identified her priority, she understood that focusing on her weakest subjects would create the biggest impact. She shifted her time, and gradually, her performance improved. These examples show a powerful truth: clarity creates direction. Without clarity, you move in circles, but with clarity, every step has purpose. Understanding what truly matters requires deep reflection. It is not about what others expect from you or what society tells you. It is about your values, your goals, and the kind of life you want to build. When you define these clearly, you create a filter for your time. Any activity that does not align with your priorities becomes easier to reject. There is also a hidden challenge many people face. They try to do everything at once. They set too many goals, take on too many responsibilities, and spread their time too thin. This leads to stress and poor results because energy and focus are limited resources. Mastery comes from concentration, not from constant division. Think of your time as a beam of light. When it is scattered, it has little effect, but when it is focused, it becomes powerful enough to create change. The same principle applies to your efforts. When you focus on a few meaningful goals, your progress becomes faster and more visible. Another important reality is that priorities can change over time. What matters to you today may not be the same in the future. This is why regular reflection is necessary. You must check if your daily actions still align with your long-term vision. If they do not, you need to adjust your direction. There is also the courage required to choose what matters. When you say yes to one thing, you are automatically saying no to something else. This can feel uncomfortable, especially when it involves letting go of distractions or even opportunities that do not align with your purpose. But this is the price of growth. Without this discipline, your time will always be controlled by external forces. A simple practice can help you build this habit. At the start of each day, choose a small number of tasks that truly matter. These tasks should bring you closer to your goals. Once you complete them, you will feel a sense of progress, regardless of how many other minor tasks remain unfinished. Time mastery is not about filling every hour. It is about giving the right hours to the right things. When you align your time with your priorities, you begin to experience a different kind of productivity, one that brings satisfaction instead of exhaustion. In the end, your life is a reflection of how you spend your time. If your time is scattered, your life will feel scattered. If your time is focused, your life will move with direction and purpose. Understanding what truly matters is the foundation upon which all time mastery is built. Chapter 3. The power of daily discipline. Time cannot be mastered by intention alone. It requires discipline. Discipline is the bridge between what you plan and what you actually do. Many people have clear goals and strong motivation at the beginning, but without discipline, their efforts fade and their time slips away. Discipline is not something you are born with. It's something you build through daily actions. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it. This is where most people struggle because they rely on motivation, which comes and goes like a wave. Discipline, on the other hand, remains steady and reliable. Think about a young man named Hassan who wanted to improve his life. He made plans every week, wrote down his goals, and felt excited about change. But when it came time to act, he delayed his tasks. He waited for the right mood or the perfect moment. Days passed and nothing changed. His problem was not lack of knowledge, it was lack of discipline. Now consider another person named Salman, who also had goals but followed a different path. He created a simple routine and committed to it every day. He woke up at the same time, started his work without delay, and continued even when he felt tired. Some days were difficult, but he stayed consistent. Over time, his efforts began to show results. His confidence grew, and his habits became stronger. The difference between Hassan and Salman lies in one key principle: action over emotion. Hassan acted based on how he felt, while Salman acted based on what needed to be done. This shift from feeling to action is the foundation of discipline. Discipline also protects your time from distractions in a world full of constant noise and endless entertainment. It is easy to lose focus. A disciplined person creates boundaries. They decide when to work, when to rest, and when to disconnect from distractions. This control allows them to use their time with purpose. Another important aspect of discipline is consistency. Small actions repeated daily create powerful results. Many people underestimate the impact of consistency because the changes are not immediate. But over time, these small efforts compound and lead to significant growth. Imagine someone who spends 1 hour every day learning a new skill. At first, the progress feels slow, but after several months, that person develops a strong level of expertise. Now imagine another person who only works when they feel motivated. Their effort is inconsistent, and their progress remains limited. The difference becomes clear over time. Discipline is also closely connected to self-respect. When you keep your promises to yourself, you build trust within yourself. This inner trust strengthens your confidence and makes it easier to take on bigger challenges. On the other hand, when you constantly break your own commitments, you weaken your sense of control and your time becomes disorganized. Building discipline requires starting small. You do not need to change your entire life in one day. Begin with simple habits: waking up at a fixed time, completing one important task daily, reducing unnecessary distractions. As these habits become part of your routine, you can gradually increase your level of discipline. There will be moments when you feel resistance. This is natural because your mind often seeks comfort and avoids effort. In these moments, remind yourself of your goals and the reason behind your actions. Discipline grows stronger when you choose action despite discomfort. It is also important to understand that discipline does not mean being harsh on yourself. It means being committed and consistent while allowing room for rest and recovery. A balanced approach ensures that your energy remains steady and your progress continues without burnout. Time rewards those who are disciplined because they use it with intention and consistency. They do not wait for perfect conditions. They create progress through daily effort. There, success may appear slow at first, but it becomes powerful over time. In the end, discipline is freedom. It frees you from procrastination, from wasted hours, and from regret. It gives you control over your time and direction over your life. When you develop discipline, you no longer chase time, you begin to master it. Chapter 4. Breaking free from procrastination. Procrastination is one of the greatest enemies of time. It silently steals hours, days, and even years from life. Many people do not even realize how deeply it controls them because it often appears in harmless forms. It feels like a short delay, a small break, or a moment of rest. But over time, it becomes a powerful habit that blocks progress at its core. Procrastination is not about laziness. It is about avoidance. People delay tasks because they feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or afraid of failure. Instead of facing the discomfort of starting, they choose activities that are easy and enjoyable. This gives temporary relief, but creates long-term stress. Consider the story of Imran, a talented student who always postponed his work. He told himself that he performed better under pressure, so he delayed studying until the last moment. At first, he managed to get average results, but over time the pressure increased and his performance dropped. He felt anxious and disappointed, not because he lacked ability, but because he allowed procrastination to control his time now. Look at another example. Sarah, who also faced difficult tasks and felt the same resistance. Instead of delaying, she used a simple approach. She broke her work into small parts and started with the easiest step. Once she began, she found it easier to continue. Her progress built momentum as she completed her tasks. Without last-minute stress, the difference between Imran and Sarah lies in one action starting. Procrastination loses its power the moment you begin a task, no matter how small the first step is. It breaks the cycle of delay and moves you forward one. Of the biggest reasons procrastination grows is the idea of waiting for the perfect moment. Many people believe they will start when they feel ready or motivated, but that moment rarely comes. The truth is, action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start working, your mind adapts and your focus increases. Another hidden factor is the fear of imperfection. People delay tasks because they want everything to be perfect. They overthink and analyze instead of acting. This creates unnecessary pressure and leads to inaction. In reality, progress matters more than perfection. Completing a task imperfectly is always better than not completing it at all. There is also the habit of distraction, which feeds procrastination. A person sits down to work, but quickly checks their phone, then watches something, then moves to another activity without realizing how much time has passed. These small distractions seem harmless, but they break focus and make it harder to return to meaningful work. To overcome this, you need to create an environment that supports focus. This may include keeping your phone away, choosing a quiet place, and setting clear time periods for work. When distractions are reduced, your ability to take action increases. Another effective method is setting short time limits. Instead of thinking about completing a large task, focus on working for a limited period, such as 20 or 30 minutes. This reduces the feeling of pressure and makes it easier to begin. Once you start, you often continue beyond the set time because your mind is already engaged. Procrastination also weakens confidence. Each time you delay a task, you send a message to yourself that you are not in control. Over time, this creates self-doubt and reduces your ability to take action. Breaking this cycle requires small wins. Each completed task builds confidence and strengthens your sense of control. It is important to understand that overcoming procrastination is not a one-time effort. It is a continuous practice. There will be days when you feel resistance and the urge to delay. In those moments, remind yourself of the cost of procrastination, the stress, the missed opportunities, and the regret. Then take a small step forward. Time does not punish procrastination immediately, but it reveals its impact over time. Lost hours turn into lost chances, and delayed actions turn into missed goals. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to catch up on. The other hand, taking action creates a different path. It builds momentum, reduces stress, and opens new opportunities. Each step forward brings clarity and progress. Breaking free from procrastination is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming consistent. It is about choosing action over delay again and again until it becomes a habit. When you develop this mindset, you stop wasting time and start using it with purpose. In the end, the choice is simple. You can delay and remain where you are, or you can act and move forward. Time will pass either way, but your actions will decide what you gain from it. Chapter 5: Controlling Distractions in a Noisy World. One of the biggest reasons people fail to master their time is not lack of ability, but lack of focus. The modern world is filled with distractions that constantly compete for your attention. Every moment, there is something trying to pull you away from your goals. A notification, a message, a video, or a random thought. These distractions may seem small, but their impact on your time is powerful. Distractions break your flow, and once your focus is lost, it takes time to rebuild it. A task that should take 1 hour can easily turn into 3 hours when your attention is divided. This is how time disappears without you even realizing it. Consider the story of Ali, a hard-working employee who wanted to improve his performance. He spent long hours at his desk, but his work was always incomplete throughout the day. He checked his phone, replied to messages, and switched between tasks. He believed he was being active, but in reality, he was losing focus again and again. At the end of the day, he felt exhausted yet unsatisfied. Now, look at another example. Zayn, who worked in the same environment, but followed a different approach. He created clear boundaries during his work hours. He turned off unnecessary notifications, kept his phone away, and focused on one task at a time. He worked in quiet periods and took short breaks in between. His work became more efficient, and he finished tasks in less time with better quality. The difference between Ali and Zayn is not effort, it is control. Zayn controlled his environment, while Ali allowed his environment to control him. Distractions are not always external. Sometimes they come from within. Your own thoughts, worries, and habits can pull you away from important work. You may sit down to complete a task, but your mind drifts towards something else. This internal distraction is just as powerful as external noise. To manage this, you need awareness. When you notice your attention shifting gently, bring it back to your task. This simple act, repeated many times, strengthens your focus over time. Another common source of distraction is multitasking. Many people believe doing multiple things at once saves time, but in reality, it reduces efficiency. Your brain is not designed to focus deeply on several tasks at the same time. Instead, it switches quickly between them, which leads to mistakes and slower progress. Imagine trying to read a book while watching a video and replying to messages. You may feel busy, but your understanding and performance will suffer. Now imagine focusing fully on one activity at a time. You will complete it faster and with better results. Creating a distraction-free environment is one of the most effective ways to protect your time. Choose a place where interruptions are minimal. Keep your workspace clean and organized, because a cluttered space can also affect your focus. Set specific times for checking messages instead of responding instantly throughout the day. There is also a need to develop the habit of saying no. Not every request deserves your time. Not every conversation needs your attention. When you say yes to every distraction, you say no to your own priorities. Learning to protect your time is a form of self-respect. Think about a student preparing for exams. If they allow constant interruptions from friends, social media, and entertainment, their preparation becomes weak. But if they set boundaries and create focused study periods, their performance improves significantly. The same principle applies to every area of life. Another helpful practice is using focused time blocks. Work for a set period with full concentration, and then take a short break. During this time, avoid all distractions and give your full attention to the task. This method trains your mind to stay engaged and improves productivity. It is also important to understand that not all distractions are harmful. Rest and relaxation are necessary, but they should be intentional, not uncontrolled. When you choose to relax after completing your work, it becomes rewarding. But when relaxation turns into constant avoidance, it becomes a problem. Time is deeply connected to attention. Where your attention goes, your time follows. If your attention is scattered, your time will be wasted. If your attention is focused, your time will be used effectively. In the Azov, and controlling distractions is about making conscious choices. It is about deciding what deserves your attention and what does not. The world will always be full of noise, but your ability to stay focused will determine your success. When you take control of your attention, you take control of your time, and when you take control of your time, you take a powerful step toward mastering your life. Chapter 6. Building a strong daily routine. A meaningful life is not created in one big moment. It is built through small actions repeated every day. Your daily routine shapes your future more than your occasional efforts. Many people wait for motivation or inspiration to take action, but those who truly master their time Rely on routines instead of feelings. Routine gives structure to your day. It removes confusion and reduces the need to constantly decide what to do next. When your actions are planned in advance, you spend less time thinking and more time doing. This creates a sense of control and direction. Consider the life of Usman, a young professional who struggled with inconsistency. Some days he worked hard while other days he wasted time without purpose. His results were unpredictable and his progress was slow. He realized that his problem was not lack of ability, but lack of structure. He decided to create a simple daily routine. He started waking up at the same time each morning. He dedicated his early hours to important tasks when his mind was fresh. He set fixed times for work, rest, and personal activities. At first, it felt difficult, but after a few weeks, his routine became natural. His productivity improved, and he felt more balanced and confident. Now think about another example, Fatima, who had big goals but no clear schedule. She worked whenever she felt like it and rested whenever she felt tired. Her day had no clear beginning or end. As a result, she often felt overwhelmed and unfinished. When she created a routine, she noticed a major change. She knew exactly when to work and when to relax. This clarity reduced her stress and increased her output. The difference between chaos and control often lies in routine. Without a routine, your day is shaped by external events and random decisions. With a routine, your day is guided by purpose. A strong routine does not have to be complicated. It should be simple, realistic, and aligned with your priorities. Start by identifying the most important parts of your day. Morning is often the most powerful time because your energy is high and distractions are low. Using this time wisely can set the tone for the rest of the day. For example, you can begin your day with a clear intention instead of immediately checking your phone. Spend time on activities that build your mind and body, such as planning, learning, or light exercise. This creates a positive start and prepares you for focused work. Another key part of a routine is assigning specific time periods for important tasks. When you give each task a place in your day, it becomes easier to complete it. You avoid the habit of delaying because the decision has already been made. Consistency is the true strength of a routine. It is not about having a perfect schedule, but about following it regularly. Even if you miss a day, the goal is to return to your routine without losing momentum. Over time, these repeated actions form habits, and habits shape your character. Routines also help you manage your energy. Not every hour of the day is equal. Some periods are better for deep work, while others are suitable for lighter tasks. Understanding your natural rhythm allows you to use your time more effectively. It is also important to include rest in your routine. Many people think that working nonstop leads to success, but without proper rest, your energy decreases and your focus weakens. Short breaks and proper sleep are essential for maintaining long-term productivity. Another powerful aspect of routine is reducing decision fatigue. Every decision you make uses mental energy. When your day is unplanned, you constantly decide what to do next, which can be exhausting. A routine eliminates many of these decisions, allowing you to focus on meaningful work. There will be challenges when building a routine. Some days, you may feel tired or unmotivated, and the urge to break your schedule will appear. In these moments, discipline becomes important. Remind yourself why you created the routine and continue even with small steps. A routine should also remain flexible. Life is not always predictable, and unexpected events can occur. The goal is not to control every second, but to maintain a general structure that keeps you on track. When needed, you can adjust your routine without abandoning it completely. Time becomes easier to manage when your days follow a clear pattern. Instead of wondering where your hours went, you know exactly how they were spent. This awareness brings confidence and peace of mind in the end. Your routine is a reflection of your priorities. It shows what you value and where you invest your time. When you build a strong daily routine, You create a system that supports your goals and protects you from wasting time. Mastering time is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things consistently. And a well-designed routine is the foundation that makes this possible. Chapter 7. The art of setting clear goals. Time without direction leads to confusion and wasted effort. You may stay busy all day, but without clear goals, your actions will not create meaningful progress. Goals give your time a purpose. They act as a guide that directs your energy towards something valuable. Many people fail to use their time wisely because they do not know what they are working toward. They have vague ideas like wanting success or improvement, but these ideas are not strong enough to guide daily actions. Without clarity, it becomes easy to drift from one activity to another without real achievement. Consider the example of Hamza, who wanted to become successful in his career, but never defined what success meant to him. He worked hard, but moved in different directions, trying many things without focus. After some time, he felt lost and frustrated because his efforts did not bring clear results. Now think about another person, Amina, who also wanted to grow, but she defined her goals clearly. She decided what skills she wanted to learn, what position she aimed to achieve, and what steps were required to get there. She broke her long-term vision into smaller goals and worked on them daily. Her path became clear and her progress steady. The difference between Hamza and Amina lies in clarity. A clear goal transforms time into a powerful tool, while a vague intention turns time into scattered effort. A strong goal has direction and meaning. It answers simple questions: what do you want? Why do you want it? And how will you achieve it? When these answers are clear, your mind becomes focused, and your actions become intentional. Another important aspect of goal setting is realism. Many people set goals that are either too easy or too unrealistic. Easy goals do not challenge you, while unrealistic goals create frustration. The key is to set goals that stretch your ability but remain achievable with consistent effort. Breaking goals into smaller steps is also essential. Large goals can feel overwhelming and lead to delay, but when divided into smaller actions, they become manageable. Each small step completed gives you confidence and keeps you moving forward. For example, a person who wants to write a book may feel overwhelmed by the idea of completing it, but if they focus on writing a small amount each day, the task becomes easier. Over time, these small efforts add up and the goal becomes reality. Goals also help you protect your time. When you know what matters, you can easily identify what does not. Activities that do not support your goals become easier to avoid. This reduces distractions and keeps your focus strong. There is also a strong connection between goals and motivation. When you have a clear vision of what you want your actions feel meaningful. This meaning creates inner drive, which helps you stay consistent, even when challenges appear. However, it is important to remember that goals require action. Writing them down or thinking about them is not enough. You must align your daily routine with your goals. Each day should include steps that move you closer to what you want to achieve. Another powerful habit is reviewing your goals regularly. This keeps them fresh in your mind and allows you to adjust your approach if needed. Sometimes you may discover better methods or new opportunities. Regular reflection ensures that your time remains aligned with your purpose. There will be obstacles along the way. Some days progress will feel slow and results may not appear immediately. These moments, patience is important. Time works in a quiet way. Consistent effort may not show instant results, but over time it creates significant change. Goals also teach you discipline and responsibility. When you commit to a goal, you take ownership of your time and your actions. You begin to understand that your future depends on what you do today. In the end, goals are not just about achievement, they are about direction. They give meaning to your time and turn your daily efforts into a journey of growth. Without goals, time can easily be wasted, but with clear goals, every moment becomes an opportunity to move forward. Mastering time begins with knowing where you are going. When your goals are clear, your path becomes focused and your time becomes valuable. Each step you take brings you closer to the life you want to build. Chapter 8. The value of consistency over perfection. Many people waste time not because they lack effort, but because they chase perfection. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect result before taking action. This habit creates delay and stops progress, while time continues to move forward without pause. Perfection is an illusion. It creates pressure and fear, which often leads to inaction. A person keeps thinking and planning, but never truly begins. Even when they start, they stop quickly because the result does not match their expectations. This cycle wastes time and drains confidence. Consider the example of No Man who wanted to start a small business. He spent months planning every detail, trying to make everything perfect. He researched, designed, and adjusted his ideas again and again, but never launched. His fear of making mistakes kept him stuck in preparation while others moved ahead with simple, imperfect actions. Now, think about another person. Hira, who had the same dream, but chose a different approach. She started with what she had. Her first steps were not perfect, and she faced challenges along the way, but she continued to improve with each attempt. Over time, her experience grew and her work became better. Her success was not built on perfection, but on consistent action. The difference between No Man and Hira is consistency. Hira moved forward step by step, while No Man stayed still waiting for perfection. Time rewarded the one who acted, not the one who waited. Consistency is powerful because it builds momentum. Small actions repeated daily create results that seem impossible at first. A single step may feel insignificant, but when repeated over days and months, it leads to real progress. Imagine someone who exercises for a short time every day. The change may not be visible immediately, but after several months, their strength and health improve. Now, imagine someone who waits for the perfect time to start, but never builds a routine. Their progress remains zero because they never begin. Consistency also reduces pressure. When you focus on doing a small part each day, you avoid feeling overwhelmed. Large tasks become manageable, and your mind stays calm. This allows you to continue without fear or hesitation. Another important truth is that mistakes are part of growth. When you take action, you will face challenges and errors, but these experiences teach you valuable lessons. They help you improve and move closer to your goals. Avoiding mistakes by not acting only leads to wasted time and missed opportunities. There is also a strong connection between consistency and discipline. When you act regularly, you train your mind to stay committed even when motivation is low. This habit becomes a part of your character and makes it easier to manage your time. Think about a student preparing for exams. A student who studies a little every day builds strong understanding and confidence, while another student who waits for the last moment faces stress and confusion. The difference is not intelligence, but consistent effort over time. Consistency also builds trust within yourself. Each time you follow through on your plan, you strengthen your belief in your ability. This confidence makes it easier to take on bigger challenges and use your time more effectively. It is important to accept that progress may feel slow at times. You may not see immediate results, and this can be discouraging, but time works quietly in the background. Every small effort adds up, even if you do not notice it right away. Another key point is to keep your actions simple. When tasks are too complex, it becomes harder to stay consistent. Simplicity allows you to maintain your routine and continue moving forward without unnecessary difficulty. There will be days when you feel tired or unmotivated. This is natural. In these moments, focus on taking a small step instead of stopping completely. Even a little progress keeps your momentum alive and prevents you from falling back into old habits. Perfection often leads to delay, but consistency leads to completion. It is better to move forward with small, imperfect steps than to stand still. waiting for ideal conditions. In the end, time respects those who show up regularly. It rewards effort that is steady and continuous. When you choose consistency over perfection, you free yourself from fear and take control of your progress. Mastering time is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about doing the right things again and again until they create lasting results. Chapter 9. Learning to say no. Of the most powerful yet difficult skills in mastering time is learning to say no. Many people lose control of their time not because they lack discipline, but because they agree to too many things. They say yes to every request, every invitation, and every opportunity without thinking about its value. As a result, their time becomes scattered and their energy is drained. Saying yes may feel easy because it avoids conflict and creates temporary comfort. But over time, it leads to stress and regret. When you say yes to everything, you lose the ability to focus on what truly matters. Your priorities get pushed aside while less important tasks take over your day. Consider the story of Farhan, a kind and helpful person who always agreed to assist others. Whenever someone asked for help, he immediately said yes. He attended unnecessary meetings, took on extra work, and spent hours solving problems that were not his responsibility. At first he felt appreciated, but soon he became overwhelmed. His own goals were delayed, and he felt exhausted. Now think about another example, Sana, who also valued helping others, but understood the importance of limits. She carefully chose where to invest her time. When a request did not align with her priorities, she politely declined. This allowed her to focus on her own goals while still supporting others in meaningful ways. Her time remained balanced and her progress steady. The difference between Farhan and Sana is not kindness, it is awareness. Sana understood that every yes has a cost. When you say yes to something, you are giving away a part of your time, which could have been used for your own growth. Learning to say no does not mean becoming selfish. It means becoming responsible for your time. It means understanding that your energy is limited and must be used wisely. When you protect your time, you create space for what truly matters. One of the biggest fears people have is disappointing others. They worry that saying no will damage relationships or create negative impressions. But in reality, people respect those who value their time. When you set clear boundaries, you show confidence and clarity. Another challenge is the fear of missing opportunities. Many people say yes because they believe every opportunity is important. But not every opportunity leads to growth. Some only create distraction and take you away from your path. Choosing wisely is more important than accepting everything. A simple approach is to pause before responding. Instead of giving an immediate answer, take a moment to consider whether the request aligns with your priorities. Ask yourself if this activity will bring value to your life, or if it will take time away from something more important. There are also ways to say no without being rude. You can express appreciation for the request and then clearly state your limitation. For example, you can say that you are currently focused on other commitments. This keeps communication respectful while protecting your time. Another useful habit is setting clear priorities in advance. When you know what matters to you, it becomes easier to decide what to accept and what to decline. Without this clarity, you may feel confused and end up agreeing to things that do not serve your goals. Think about a student preparing for an important exam. If they constantly say yes to social events, outings, and distractions, their preparation will suffer. But if they set boundaries and focus on their studies, they increase their chances of success. The ability to say no in the present creates better results in the future. Time is limited, and every decision shapes how it is used. When you say yes without thinking, you lose control. When you choose carefully, you gain control. This control allows you to invest your time in meaningful work and personal growth. There will be moments when saying no feels uncomfortable. This is natural because it requires confidence and clarity, but with practice, it becomes easier and more natural. Over time, You will notice that your days become more organized and your progress more visible in the year. And saying no is not about rejection. It is about direction. It is about choosing what deserves your time and letting go of what does not. When you develop this skill, you protect your energy and create space for your goals. Mastering time requires strong decisions and clear boundaries. When you learn to say no, you take a powerful step toward using your time with purpose and intention. Chapter 10. Reflecting and improving your use of time. Mastering time is not only about action and discipline, it is also about reflection. Reflection allows you to understand how you spend your hours, what works well, and what wastes your energy. Without reflection, even the best routines and goals can become ineffective because you are not aware of your own habits and their impact. Many people live day to day reacting to events without pausing to review their choices. They complete tasks, feel busy, and move to the next day without asking whether their efforts are meaningful. Reflection creates awareness and gives you the chance to adjust before habits become permanent. Consider the story of Bill, who worked hard every day but felt he was not making progress. He decided to spend a week observing his activities, writing down how he spent each hour, and noting which actions brought results and which were distractions. He discovered that he wasted significant time in unplanned meetings, unnecessary tasks, and excessive social media use. With this awareness, he rearranged his day, prioritized important work, and eliminated time drains. His efficiency and results improved dramatically. Now, think about Lena, a student preparing for exams. She initially studied long hours without reviewing her methods. After reflecting on her progress, she realized that she retained little of what she studied. She adjusted her approach using active recall and focused study sessions. Her learning improved, and she felt more confident because reflection showed her what actually worked. Reflection also helps you recognize patterns in your behavior. Some habits may feel harmless, but over time, they erode your time and energy. By identifying these patterns, you can consciously replace them with more effective habits and routines. 1. Practical method for reflection is the weekly review. Set aside time each week to evaluate how you spent your time. Ask yourself questions like, which activities contributed to my goals? Which distracted me? Where did I feel most productive? Where did I feel drained? What can I do differently next week? This habit builds self-awareness and guides better time management. Another important aspect is learning from mistakes. Reflection allows you to analyze failures and delays without judgment. Instead of feeling guilty for wasted time, you can ask, what caused this and how can I prevent it in the future? This transforms setbacks into lessons and strengthens your control over time. Reflection is also closely tied to continuous improvement. The world changes, your goals change, and your energy levels change. What worked last month may not work now. Regular review ensures that your approach evolves to stay effective. Consider an example of an entrepreneur reviewing daily business activities. Each week, they analyze which tasks generated growth, which meetings were unnecessary, and which strategies succeeded. Reflection allows them to reallocate time toward high-impact activities and reduce wasted effort. Self-reflection also strengthens discipline and consistency. When you see the impact of your choices, you are motivated to maintain habits that produce results and to correct those that waste time. Without reflection, it is easy to continue inefficient patterns without realizing the cost. A simple daily reflection can also be powerful. Spend a few minutes before bed reviewing your day. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish? What distracted me? What can I do better tomorrow? These few minutes create awareness and prepare you to use the next day more effectively. Reflection also enhances decision-making. When you understand your priorities, your energy patterns, and your progress, you can make choices that align with your goals. You no longer act reactively, you act intentionally. In the end, mastering time is a cycle of action, reflection, and improvement. Taking action without reflection may lead to wasted effort. Reflection without action leads to understanding without progress. Continuous improvement combines both, allowing you to use time efficiently and grow. Consistently, when you make reflection a habit, you develop clarity, control, and confidence. You learn where to invest your time and how to avoid distractions. You see the results of your efforts and can adjust to become more effective. Time is both constant and fleeting. Reflection gives you the awareness to use it wisely. By observing your patterns, learning from your actions, and adjusting your approach, you transform wasted hours into meaningful progress. Mastering time is not a one-time effort. It is a continuous journey. Reflection ensures that each step you take moves you closer to your goals and builds a life of purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. Chapter 11. Harnessing energy alongside time. Mastering time alone is not enough, because your effectiveness depends on your energy. Without sufficient physical, mental, and emotional energy, even the best schedule and strongest routines will fail. Time can be structured perfectly, but if your energy is low, your focus suffers, your productivity drops, and your actions lose impact. Energy comes in many forms. Physical energy comes from sleep, nutrition, exercise, and rest. Mental energy comes from focus, clarity, and reduced distractions. Emotional energy comes from motivation, purpose, and positive mindset. All these forms of energy interact and influence how well you can use your time. Consider the story of Kamran, a young professional who followed a strict schedule but often felt exhausted and overwhelmed. Despite planning his day carefully, he struggled to complete important tasks. He realized that while he had mastered scheduling, he had neglected his energy. He began prioritizing sleep, regular exercise, breaks, and healthy meals. Within weeks, his focus improved, his work became more productive, and his day felt manageable. Now think about another example. Sana, a student who studied for hours without rest. She would often feel mentally drained and struggle to retain information. Over time, she adjusted her approach by studying in focused blocks, taking short breaks, and ensuring proper sleep. Her learning efficiency improved dramatically, even though the number of hours she studied did not increase. The key insight is that time is amplified or limited by energy. You may have all the hours in the world, but without energy, you cannot use them effectively. Conversely, with high energy, even limited time can produce significant results. Another important aspect is aligning tasks with your natural energy cycles. Some people are more alert in the morning, while others perform better in the afternoon or evening. Understanding when you are most productive allows you to schedule demanding tasks during high energy periods and lighter tasks when energy dips. Energy management also includes emotional regulation. Prolonged stress, negativity, or lack of purpose drains energy and reduces your ability to stay focused. Saying no to unnecessary commitments, managing distractions, and investing time in meaningful work preserves emotional energy and strengthens your capacity to act. Consider an example of Ali, who spent hours reacting to emails, complaints, and minor requests. He felt constantly drained and unproductive. He realized that by delegating some tasks, limiting interruptions, and focusing on high-impact work, he could conserve his energy and get more done in less time. Small habits contribute significantly to energy levels. Drinking water regularly, taking short walks, practicing mindfulness, and ensuring brief periods of rest during work can sustain energy over the day. Without attention to these details, even the best routines can fail. Energy and time are deeply connected. When energy is high, your time becomes more valuable. You work faster, make better decisions, and experience greater satisfaction. When energy is low, your hours feel longer and your output decreases. A practical approach is to plan your day around your energy levels. Schedule demanding tasks when you feel alert and creative. Reserve routine or less demanding tasks for low energy periods. Take breaks before fatigue sets in rather than after it accumulates. Reflection also applies to energy. Observe when you feel most focused and when you feel drained. identify patterns, and adjust your habits accordingly. Over time, you learn how to maintain steady energy throughout the day. Ultimate lesson is that mastering time without managing energy is like having a car with full fuel, but no engine focus and stamina are required to move forward effectively. Energy fuels action and amplifies the impact of your time. When you harmonize energy with time, you gain control over both. Your day becomes productive, your work meaningful, and your life balanced. Intentional management of energy allows you to achieve more with less struggle and creates a sustainable rhythm of progress. Mastering your time while harnessing your energy ensures that every hour you spend is impactful. It transforms routine into results and intention. Into achievement. Chapter 12. The role of mindfulness in time mastery. Mastering time is not only about schedules, goals, and routines, it is also about awareness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in each moment, observing your thoughts, actions, and surroundings without judgment. It allows you to use time intentionally rather than reactively. Many people move through their days on autopilot. They perform tasks automatically, check their phones without noticing, and let distractions guide their attention. This unconscious living wastes hours without providing meaningful results. Mindfulness brings awareness to each choice you make, giving you the power to direct your time toward what truly matters. Consider the story of a deal who worked long hours but felt constantly behind. He realized that even though he was busy, he was often distracted by worries, messages, and unrelated tasks. He began practicing mindfulness by pausing before starting each task, focusing fully on what he was doing and noticing when his mind wandered. Over time, his focus improved, his tasks were completed faster, and he felt calmer and more satisfied at the end of the day. Now, think about Miriam, a student who struggled with procrastination. She noticed that she often delayed work because her mind was filled with anxiety about the future or regrets about the past. She began spending a few minutes each morning observing her thoughts and practicing deep breathing. This helped her stay present during study sessions and reduce the mental noise that previously wasted her time. Mindfulness also strengthens decision-making. When you are aware of your actions and their consequences, you can choose activities that align with your priorities instead of giving in to impulses. It helps you pause before saying yes to requests, before reacting to distractions, and before giving energy to low-value tasks. Another key benefit is increased efficiency. Being present in each task improves quality and reduces mistakes. When your attention is divided, your work takes longer and produces lower results. By focusing fully, you complete tasks more effectively and free up time for other priorities. Mindfulness also supports energy management. It reduces mental fatigue caused by constant worrying or multitasking. When you observe your mental and emotional state, you can take breaks when needed and avoid burnout. This creates sustainable productivity over the long term. Practical ways to apply mindfulness in daily life include starting the day with a few moments of reflection, focusing on one task at a time, taking short breaks to observe your thoughts and emotions, and ending the day by reviewing how time was spent. Mindful observation turns ordinary activities into intentional actions and helps you notice wasted time before it accumulates. For example, instead of scrolling social media automatically, you pause and ask whether this activity aligns with your priorities. If the answer is no, you redirect your attention to something more meaningful. This small shift protects hours of time each week. Mindfulness also fosters gratitude and satisfaction. Being present allows you to fully experience achievements and positive moments rather than rushing past them. It transforms routine work into meaningful engagement and reduces the feeling that time is slipping away. Another important principle is that mindfulness is a skill that grows with practice. Start small. Observe one task fully without distraction for a few minutes each day. Gradually increase your attention span and awareness. The benefits compound. Over time, just like consistent action, the ultimate lesson is that time alone does not create results. Awareness of how you spend it does. Mindfulness provides the clarity and presence needed to make every moment count when you combine focus awareness and intention with planning discipline and energy management. Your time becomes powerful and transformative mastering. Time through mindfulness allows you to live fully in each moment, make better choices, and invest your hours in ways that truly matter. It transforms passive busyness into intentional progress and scattered effort into purposeful achievement. Chapter 13. Overcoming obstacles and staying resilient even when you have clear goals, strong routines, and focused energy. Obstacles will appear. Time mastery is not about avoiding challenges. It is about handling them effectively. Life is unpredictable, and external events, interruptions, and unexpected responsibilities can disrupt even the best plans. The key is resilience, the ability to recover quickly and continue moving forward. Many people give up when faced with difficulties. They allow setbacks to derail their schedules or lose motivation when progress feels slow. But setbacks are not the enemy. They are signals, lessons, and opportunities to adjust your approach. Those who master time view obstacles as part of the journey rather than a reason to stop. Consider the example of Ahmed, who had set a strict daily routine to work on his business. Every week he faced unexpected problems with suppliers and technical issues. At first he felt frustrated and skipped parts of his plan. This caused delays and reduced his confidence. Later, he learned to anticipate obstacles and build flexibility into his schedule. He allocated buffer time for emergencies and adjusted priorities when disruptions occurred. His resilience allowed him to maintain progress despite challenges. Now think about Sana, a student preparing for competitive exams. She faced health issues and family obligations that interrupted her study schedule. She could have delayed her preparation or given up entirely, but she adapted by reorganizing her study blocks, using small focused sessions, and asking for support when necessary. She completed her preparation successfully, learning that resilience is about flexibility and persistence. Resilience in time management involves several key principles. First, acceptance. Acknowledge that disruptions will occur and you cannot control everything. Second, adaptability. Adjust plans instead of abandoning them. Third, persistence. Continue taking consistent steps toward your goals, even when progress is slower than expected. Another important factor is mindset. Many people view setbacks as failure. This creates fear, stress, and wasted time because mental energy is spent on frustration instead of solutions. By viewing challenges as learning opportunities, you conserve energy and maintain focus. Planning for obstacles in advance strengthens resilience. You can identify potential disruptions and create strategies to handle them. For example, if meetings often run late, schedule buffer time between tasks. If distractions occur at predictable times, plan high-focus work for quieter periods. Anticipation reduces the impact of obstacles and prevents wasted time. Emotional resilience is also essential. Disappointment, fatigue, and stress can weaken motivation and reduce efficiency. Mindfulness, self-reflection, and breaks help maintain emotional stability, allowing you to continue despite setbacks. Another practical method is incremental recovery. When you fall behind, instead of panicking and trying to catch up all at once, take small corrective steps. Each action restores control and prevents overwhelm. Over time, these small corrections accumulate and keep you on track. Resilience is strengthened through experience. The more you face obstacles and continue, the more confident you become in your ability to manage time under pressure. You learn that disruptions are temporary and that consistent effort prevails over occasional setbacks. Think about a professional juggling work and personal responsibilities. Unexpected projects or emergencies can arise any day. Those who master time create flexible schedules, prioritize effectively, and maintain focus on high-value activities. Their ability to adapt and recover allows them to achieve results others miss ultimately. Mastering time is not about perfect execution. It is about navigating reality with awareness, flexibility, and persistence. When obstacles appear, resilient individuals adjust, maintain focus, and continue moving forward without wasting energy on regret or frustration. By cultivating resilience, you protect your time from being hijacked by unexpected events. You develop the ability to progress steadily toward your goals regardless of circumstances, transforming challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons. Time mastery and resilience together create a life where every moment is used purposefully and every obstacle becomes a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Chapter 14. The compound effect of small daily actions. Mastering time is not about making huge changes all at once. It is about the small, consistent actions you take every day. These seemingly minor efforts may feel insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years they compound into extraordinary results. Just as interest grows on invested money, the consistent use of time multiplies your growth. Many people underestimate the power of daily consistency. They wait for big breakthroughs or monumental changes, while ignoring the small habits that create real progress. A person who spends 1 hour each day learning a new skill may feel they are doing little. Yet over a year, that is hundreds of hours of practice, enough to achieve mastery. Consider the example of Rita, who wanted to improve her health. She decided to walk 20 minutes every morning and reduce small, unhealthy habits instead of dramatic changes. She focused on consistency. Over a year, she lost significant weight, gained stamina, and improved her energy, even though each daily step was small. Now think about Omar, a professional who wanted to improve his career skills. He spent 10 minutes each day reading industry articles and practicing techniques. These daily small efforts seemed minor, but over months, they allowed him to outperform peers, solve problems faster, and earn promotions. The key lesson is that time works silently. The value of an hour may seem small, but when repeated regularly, it creates momentum. Momentum compounds results and builds confidence. It transforms small actions into significant achievements. This principle applies to all areas of life: learning, health, relationships, financial growth, and personal development. All benefit from consistent daily investment of time. Instead of overwhelming yourself with large goals, focus on small, achievable steps that align with your priorities. Another important aspect is patience. Many people give up too early because results are not immediate. The compound effect requires time and persistence. The rewards appear gradually, but the cumulative impact is far greater than sporadic bursts of effort. Reflection strengthens the compound effect. By regularly reviewing your daily actions, you ensure that they remain aligned with your goals. You identify which small habits yield the most impact and which need adjustment. Over time, your daily routine becomes increasingly effective. The compound effect also amplifies mistakes, wasted hours, procrastination, and inconsistent effort accumulate as setbacks. Just as small positive actions multiply over time, small negative actions also multiply. Therefore, protecting your time and focusing on meaningful work is critical. Consider a student who studies 15 minutes daily versus one who crams occasionally. The first student builds deep understanding and long-term retention, while the second struggles to retain information and experiences stress. The consistent daily effort creates a sustainable advantage. Energy management enhances the compound effect. High energy levels make it easier to perform daily actions consistently. Low energy or fatigue reduces consistency and diminishes results. Protecting your physical, mental, and emotional energy ensures that each daily action contributes effectively to growth. Finally, mindset plays a crucial role. Believing that small, consistent actions matter reinforces discipline and motivation. Over time, these beliefs strengthen habits and embed time mastery into your lifestyle. In conclusion, the secret of time mastery lies in the power of the compound effect. Small, deliberate actions repeated daily build momentum, create results, and transform your life. Consistency and alignment with priorities multiplies your progress and turns ordinary hours into extraordinary achievements. You understand and apply this principle. You no longer fear limited time. You recognize that each choice, each hour, and each effort contributes to a future of accomplishment and fulfillment. Chapter 15. Creating your personal time mastery system. By now, you have explored the realities of time, the importance of clarity, discipline, energy management, focus, mindfulness, and consistency. You have seen how small daily actions compound into meaningful results. The next step is to integrate all these principles into a personal system that works for you. A system creates structure, reduces decision fatigue, and ensures that your time is used intentionally rather than reactively. Personal time mastery system begins with self-awareness. Take stock of your current routines, energy levels, priorities, and distractions. Identify what wastes your time and what produces results. This reflection provides the foundation for building a system tailored to your life rather than blindly following generic advice. Next, define your goals clearly. Short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals give direction to your system. They act as anchors for your daily actions and help you decide what deserves your attention and what can be postponed or eliminated without goals. Your system has no target, and your time may still be wasted. Design your daily and weekly routines around these goals. Schedule high-value activities during your peak energy periods and include time for rest, reflection, and recovery. Routines should be realistic and adaptable. Overly rigid systems fail when unexpected events arise. Flexibility ensures sustainability while maintaining discipline. In corporate strategies for minimizing distractions. Identify common interruptions, notifications, social media, unnecessary meetings, or internal thoughts, and create boundaries. Use techniques like focused time blocks, mindfulness, and deliberate breaks to maintain attention and energy. Your system should protect your most valuable hours and prevent wasted time. Add accountability to your system. Track your daily actions. Review progress weekly and adjust as necessary. Reflection and feedback loops keep your system aligned with your priorities. Consistency and review are key. The system must evolve as your goals, energy, and environment change. Energy management is a critical component. Plan your tasks around your natural rhythms and maintain habits that sustain physical, mental, and emotional energy. Protect your energy from unnecessary drains and replenish it through rest, exercise, and activities that inspire you. Include the habit of saying no and setting boundaries in your system. Decide in advance what types of requests or opportunities you will accept and what you will decline. This prevents time leaks and ensures that your system stays focused on what matters most. Your system should also leverage the compound effect. Start with small, manageable actions that can be performed daily. These actions will accumulate over time into significant results. Avoid waiting for perfection or motivation. Consistency produces momentum. A simple personal time mastery system could include morning planning, focused work blocks, short breaks, energy checks, reflection sessions, goal tracking, and evening review. By combining these elements, you create a framework that guides your daily choices and maximizes the impact of your time. Remember that your system is personal. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. Experiment, adapt, and refine until it fits your life, energy, and goals. Well-designed systems reduce stress, increase productivity, and provide clarity and confidence. Maintain resilience and adaptability within your system. Accept that challenges will arise and unexpected events will occur. A strong system is flexible enough to accommodate disruptions without derailing your overall progress when you combine clarity, discipline, focus, energy management, mindfulness, consistency, reflection, and resilience into a unified system. You transform the way you use time. Your system becomes a tool for intentional living, ensuring that every hour contributes to growth, purpose, and fulfillment. Creating your personal time mastery system is the ultimate step in saying goodbye to wasted time. It turns knowledge into action, principles into habits, and hours into achievements. Every element of your system works together. To maximize the value of your most precious resource, time is not a distant dream or a skill reserved for a few. It is a choice that every person can make and a practice that can be developed through awareness, discipline, and reflection. Time is the one resource that is equally available to all, yet how it is used defines the direction of a life. This journey you have seen the realities of time. You have learned that wasted moments accumulate silently, while consistent actions compound into growth. You have discovered the importance of clarity in priorities, the power of routines, the strength of discipline, and the need to overcome procrastination. Distractions can steal your focus, but with conscious effort they can be controlled. Goals give direction, and consistency multiplies results. Saying no protects your time, and reflection ensures continuous improvement. The common thread in all these lessons is intentionality. Time mastery is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters most. It is about acting with purpose instead of reacting to every demand or temptation. It is about creating a life where each hour contributes to growth, fulfillment, and achievement. The examples you have seen show that mastery is built step by step. No person achieves great results overnight. Every small choice to start instead of delay, every moment dedicated to meaningful work, every boundary set against distractions adds up over weeks, months, and years. These repeated actions transform ordinary days into extraordinary lives. The ultimate truth is that time is neutral. It will pass whether you use it wisely or not. The difference lies in your decisions, in your habits, and in your awareness. By taking control of your attention, protecting your energy, and aligning your actions with your priorities, you gain the power to shape your life. Instead of being shaped by circumstances, as you move forward, remember that mastery of time is a continuous practice. It is not perfection. It is consistency. It is not control over everything. It is control over what matters most. It is a journey of self-discovery, growth, and intentional living. Say goodbye to wasted time by making deliberate choices, by focusing on your goals, and by respecting the hours you are given. Each day offers a new opportunity to invest in yourself, to learn, to grow, and to move closer to the life you desire. The more intentional you become with your time, the more freedom, fulfillment, and success you create. Master your time, and you master your life. The hours you dedicate today will become the achievements of tomorrow. The journey is in your hands, and every moment counts. The end.
Kindly subscribe to my channel.